Shout out to Dope Spill Comics, because without him this video would not be possible. I clicked on this video and he said Joe Fixit was going to fight the Kingpin. I'm sorry bro, I had to turn off your video because I had to read this for myself. My name is Dorian, this is SEM Comics. We are covering the complete 5-part miniseries of Joe Fixit by Peter David. Let's begin. So it starts off with the Las Vegas TV show asking the question, who is Joe Fixit? And our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, who is a long way from New York, just happens to be in the Las Vegas airport watching the show, and he's monologuing to himself, and he's saying, it's the Incredible Hulk. So what they know is that he works at the Coliseum Casino, and he works for Michael Burnghetty, and they also know that his skin is gray, and they think it's from a condition called Algeria, which is a real condition. But then the Spider-Man's like, no, it's from gamma radiation. So they're interviewing this cop and he's like, look, Joe Fixit is okay in my book because he saved my life. Then they start showing the body cam footage of what happened. So this dude just got finished shooting up the Coliseum Casino, and this cop is after him and he's trying to arrest him, and the dude gets a jump on the cop and he's about to shoot him when all of a sudden Joe Fixit comes flying down and the bullets bounce off of him. The cop thinks he has on a bulletproof vest, but we all know the Hulk's bulletproof. So Joe Fixit's like, you shoot up the place because you had a run of bad luck? And he turns around and he asks the cop if he's okay. The cop's like, yeah. And he starts to beat the hell out of the guy. Then they have this traffic light footage where Joe Fixit and Mr. Burnghetty are walking in the street and this car comes out of nowhere and then hits Joe Fixit. And obviously Joe Fixit didn't move and the car is all messed up now. So Spider-Man is just shocked that people can't put two and two together. That the Green Hulk looks like the Gray Hulk, just different colors. So Peter's headed to his plane when his spider senses just goes crazy and he looks over and it's the Kingpin. So he doesn't even hesitate. He walks over and he puts a spider tracer on the Kingpin. They have a little small interaction. It's not too important. So he pretty much overhears how the Kingpin wants to confront Michael Burnghetty. And they was like, well, you know, we have to deal with Joe Fixit. And Kingpin's like, no, Joe Fixit got to deal with me. And then Peter's like, oh man, he's like us. He's getting excited about this because he knows what's about to go down. So he walks over to the ticket counter. He's like, I need to cash in my ticket. Lady's like, it's $100 charge. Peter's like, whatever. She was like, when do you want to reschedule? He's like, I'll get back with you on that. So the Kingpin is talking to his people and he's saying how he needs to join forces with Michael Burnghetty because they have a common enemy. And the Magi, I think I'm pronouncing it right, it's pretty much a international crime syndicate in Marvel Comics. But in typical Kingpin fashion, and then he goes, but after that, we could take over his organization. So we get right to it. Kingpin heads to the casino. Spider-Man's now in his Spider-Man outfit and he's following. He goes to the casino. They're actually expecting Kingpin because I guess one of his goons called ahead and scheduled a meeting with Kingpin and Mr. Burnghetty. Kingpin goes to his office and Mr. Burnghetty's like, do you prefer fists or do you prefer Kingpin? And Kingpin's like, either one will suffice. And it's like, okay, well, this won't take long. And Kingpin's like, nope, this will not take long at all. So the Kingpin's like, well, we have a common enemy in the Magi and we need to join together. And Mr. Burnghetty's like, no, we don't, because we took care of the Magi. Well, Mr. Fixit took care of the Magi. He did most of the work. So then Mr. Burnghetty's like, so there's really nothing to discuss. And the Kingpin goes, I disagree, and just slams his fist on his desk and just shatters it. And all of a sudden all you hear is, you're going to pay for that. And all you see is Mr. Fixit, and he goes, and I expect you to make good on it. So one of Kingpin's goons pulls out a gun and Mr. Fixit's like, go ahead and shoot, it'll be fun. And obviously the bullet bounces off of Mr. Fixit. So the goon pulls a gun on Mr. Burnghetty and was like, I bet your boss ain't bulletproof. And Mr. Fixit's like, if you do that, you will not get out of here alive. So then all of a sudden, all you see is a spider web go over the gun. And everybody looks up and Spider-Man goes, I'm not going to lie, I feel a little bit underdressed right now. So then Joe Fixit hits the dude with a Serena Williams backhand. It was like, I think this meeting is done. And the Kingpin just starts rushing at Joe Fixit and is like, I don't think so. So Kingpin runs as hard as he can and body checks Joe Fixit. Joe Fixit doesn't move. He hits him with a left to the solar plexus. Nothing. He hits him with a right cross. Again, nothing. And then Kingpin's like, how is this possible? And then Joe Fixit catches Kingpin's hand and says, say it's over. And Joe Fixit's like, come on, you can do it. He's like, no? Okay, let me provide some incentive. And he picks the Kingpin up and he just slams him down. You see the people in the casino, and they're like, "Oh my God, was that an earthquake?" And then they show Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's like, "This is the greatest day of my life." So then the Kingpin is now in an indentation on the floor, and he's like, and Joe Fix is like, "I think you're looking for the word impossible." And then he picks him up with one hand, and he's like, "But I prefer the word incredible." And he slams him down even harder. You know what this reminds me of, right? Be bullied by that. Puny God. So Joe Fix is like, "Say it or I'll rip your arm off. Then I'll turn that son bitch sideways and stick it straight up. You can't do that." So the Kingpin's like, "It's over." And Joe Fix goes, "Now say it in French." And the Kingpin says it in French. And then Joe Fix is like, "Now say it in Pig Latin." And Mr. Burnghetti's like, "All right, he's had enough." So the Kingpin leaves, and then Joe Fix is talking to Spider-Man. He's like, "Good timing." And Spider-Man's like, "Yeah, I'm kind of known for that." And Spider-Man's like, "I can tell you right now, it's not over." And Joe Fix is like, "I hope not. I haven't had this much fun in ages." So Mr. Burnghetti goes to Joe Fixit and tells him to take Spider-Man up to the top floor suite, open up an account for him. He can have wherever he want for food, gambling, whatever. And then Spider-Man's like, "Oh no, that's okay." And Mr. Burnghetti's like, "I wasn't asking." And Joe Fix is like, "He's the boss." And Spider-Man's like, "Okay." So the Kingpin's riding back in his limo with his two goons, and the one dude with the sunglasses goes to Kingpin's like, "Sir, you got a little bit of blood on your lip." And the Kingpin hits this dude with a back elbow. I mean, he broke his neck, but it goes further than just broke his neck. He snapped every vertebrae in this dude's neck. I mean, this dude's got like a gooseneck. Somebody call Elvis, because this dude is now a rubbernecker. So then Kingpin's like, "New plan, we kill Joe Fixit." And I'm just like, oh man.